Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Here we go at 9:02. Welcome to Wednesday, the 7th day of February. It's our daily show. CJ Nasello here with you on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, simulcast, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere you get this show. Thanks for being a part of it today. We got a great one. We are starting off our brand new segment with Centerstone, and this is going to be all about their substance use disorder treatments. We're going to be talking to Crystal Green in just about 18 minutes or so, but who's counting, via Zoom. She's going to fill us in for about 20 to 30 minutes on a bunch of very, very important topics, and I'm looking forward to that. Then at 10:10, our friends at TNI, they're going to join us to fill us in on their Owl Prowl nights, plus an upcoming trivia night to help benefit the Nature Institute. We get those insights and more. Then at 10:35, Tony's going to come in from Cheap AF Video because they're having a eclipse viewing event over at the Skyview in Litchfield. So he's going to join us at 10:35 in studio, and we're going to get the latest on Cheap AF Video and ways we can be a part of that eclipse event. But at 9:03, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you'll never miss out and join 70,000 in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to Granite City first. A Granite City police officer was struck when his subject fired a gun at officers in the 2400th block of Delmar Avenue on Tuesday night. The call to the Granite City Police Department came in at 10:08 p.m. Granite City Police said upon arrival, officers contacted a subject who fired a gun at officers and struck one officer. The officer struck and gunfire sustained 9 non-life-threatening injuries as a result. A quote from Major Gary Brooks, officers returned fire and the suspect fled from the scene of the incident. The suspect is still at large. Multiple agencies responded and are assisting in this investigation. There will be no further information released at this time. Anyone with information about the situation can contact Granite City's Police Department at 618-877-6111. We also heard reports out of St. Louis that the officer was recovering at this point in time. We'll keep you updated as we hear that confirmation from Granite City. We'll take you to Alton. Alton Alderwoman for the 4th Ward, Rosetta Brown, is speaking out strongly against gun violence. The recent shooting of a 13-year-old in the city sparked Rosetta to provide her comments. The female victim in the weekend shooting remained critical at the time of the posting of the article. A community candlelight prayer vigil is planned for the girl and her family and any others who have experienced gun violence at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Thursday, February the 8th, on Highland Avenue across from Hampton Gardens. Alton Alderwoman Brown and Missy Johnson, a concerned citizen, have together come up with the idea for a prayer vigil. Brown said the recent shooting of a child in Alton is simply devastating and uncalled for. Here's her quote. "How cowardly is such an act," she said in her comments. "We must let the thugs, uninvited guests, and those who just don't belong on our streets know that this type of action will not be tolerated in our community." Just a block away from the shooting in a prominent church in our community, prayers are happening every day for this senseless drive-by shooting. This will not be tolerated, and those who committed the crime will have to pay. Quit coming into our neighborhoods thinking you can do anything and it is okay. It is not okay. We see you, and we will go after you as a community. Brown continued and said, "We love Alton, and we will protect each other." Let's get our streets back and show how more positive than negative on our streets. Our police force works hard to solve cases such as this, and they need to be commended. There are so many positive things that residents can be involved in, with cleanup days, volunteering with the different organizations, getting to know your leaders and politicians in your community, the work programs, church programs, mentoring, and making a positive difference in our families. Let's speak out against these acts and continue to lift the child and the family of the child in your prayers. Brown encouraged anyone with information about the suspect or the suspects in this drive-by shooting to immediately contact the Alton Police Department at 618-463-3505. She also encouraged anyone who can to attend the candlelight vigil for the victim and the family this Thursday, February the 8th. Dalton Brown reporting out of Jerseyville that Jersey County voters will see a question on their ballots on March the 19th asking them to consider a local sales tax increase of 0.5% to help maintain several local government facilities, according to a recent letter from the Jersey County Board. A public meeting will be held on February the 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Jersey County Government Building to answer any questions from the public. The Jersey County Board is asking for help from the voters of Jersey County to determine the path in maintaining the courthouse, sheriff's department, the government building, and all buildings and grounds owned by Jersey County, the board wrote. They continued in their statement, "We have voted to put a public question on the ballot for voter consideration. To pay for public safety purposes, shall Jersey County be authorized to impose an increase on its share of local sales taxes by 0.5%. The board added that they've been identifying needed repairs for the past 6 years, and an assessment of the county's buildings identified $10 million worth of needed repairs, which has since been reduced to $3.2 million for the highest priority projects. While the board originally intended to work on the additional projects over the next several years, they needed more emergency projects have risen. As Jersey County Sheriff Nick Manns mentioned in his recent letter of support for the sales tax increase, the entrance to the Jersey County Courthouse is starting to sink due to a broken floor truss combined with the weight of the marble entrance floor. The courthouse elevator has failed inspection and was temporarily closed for repairs last month. The 0.5% increase amounts to 50 extra cents per $100 spent, which will go to the Public Safety Sales Tax Fund, according to the county board. Sales of certain items are exempt from this tax increase, including fuel, farm equipment used by farmers, qualifying food, drugs, and medical appliances. A public meeting will be held in the atrium of the Jersey County Government Building located at 200 North Lafayette Street on Thursday, February the 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. to answer any questions from the public. For more information about the public safety sales tax, you can see a letter from Sheriff Manns in a related story on RiverBender.com. At 9:08 out of Godfrey, as first seen on RiverBender's stream of the Godfrey Village Trustees meeting, Godfrey trustees unanimously approved a special use permit for a cannabis dispensary to open in the former Woody's Drive-In location in Godfrey. The vote followed a lengthy discussion between village officials about Godfrey's first ever adult use cannabis dispensary, with some aiming to prevent any more dispensaries from opening in the village. Jeremy Wazowski with Tadic 3 LLC, the company requesting to operate the dispensary, said at the meeting that while they're currently undergoing a change in ownership, they aim to have the dispensary operational by March 1st. Wazowski also said the Godfrey dispensary's ownership would be split between him, Eddie Scholler Jr., and Gabriel Surikov, the owner of Golden Meds, a company operating several dispensaries in the Denver area and beyond. According to the application for the special use permit, the business will generate substantial sales taxes for Godfrey and will not be located within 1,000 feet of a church, school, public building, park, or recreation area, and will be a good neighbor and a good community member. Trustee Rick Lowski asked Mayor Mike McCormick if he was still in favor of allowing the dispensary. The mayor replied that he did not see a reason not to support it. Well, Lowski also asked Wazowski if he had been involved with the Alton dispensary, which Wazowski confirmed, saying he was brought in as president and CEO and helped manage their fallout with former company Sub-Zero. After Lowski and others discussed more intricate details about signage, Trustee Craig Lombardi said he'd like to change an ordinance in the village currently has on file allowing up to 4 dispensaries in the village at one time. Here's a statement. I don't think we should probably have more than one, Lombardi said of the number of dispensaries in the village. I don't think we're big enough, and I don't really think it's great for our community. It would be good for Godfrey to control what we're doing, and I think that would be a great thing to do. Lauschke agreed with Lombardi and suggested they fix this ordinance soon to prevent anyone from doing the legwork to present another dispensary proposal to the village board only to be rejected. Mayor McCormick said the village attorney would look into changing that ordinance, which the board would then vote on at their next meeting on February the 20th. The mayor also said that added that he also supports the dispensary because he plans to form a committee which will set aside sales tax revenue from the dispensary's cannabis sales to fund the construction of a recreation center for the village of Godfrey. Wazowski said he was fully supportive of the rec center and that the dispensary would be happy to contribute. Wazowski closed by saying, "We do greatly appreciate the opportunity, and we will not let you down." Trustee Jeff Weber was absent from this meeting. The final vote tallied at 4-0, with Trustee Sarah Woodman abstaining due to a family member of hers being a partial owner of the dispensary. A full recording of the February 6th Godfrey Village Board meeting is available at the top of the RiverBender.com story or on RiverBender.com/video. Before we take a quick break, one final bit of news for you this Wednesday morning out of Grafton. Big news. You see it on our wallpaper, and I am excited about this. Raging Rivers Water Park has some deals this Valentine's Day to get you in that summer state of mind. So listen to this. From February 7th through the 14th, you can get 2 package deals that will save you $100 each with some additions of fun to the park, sped up food service, and other additions. The park promises another great year for its 35th season. It's our 35th year of operation, and we want to keep it going, Melody Dossett, the administrative manager, said in a statement. She continues, Raging Rivers is a long-standing business in the community, and we hope to keep it that way. The Valentine's Day deal allows customers to purchase 4 tickets and a cabana. That's originally a $240 value for $150. Customers can also purchase 4 tickets, meal vouchers, and parking, which is valued at just under $200 for currently until February the 14th, $100. Dossett explained that the affordability is important to Raging Rivers, especially with the rising costs everywhere else. She noted that there aren't many other places where families can come for a day, feel safe, and have fun at reasonable rates. We're trying to promote some discounts for folks because we're a family atmosphere, and you want to bring the family, she said. We are putting some offers out to the public to where they can come and enjoy the day, and it'll be affordable. Ken Handler, the park's owner, also noted that it's a great chance to check out the improvements of Raging Rivers, as they've made a ton since last season. More shade, more seating, and more inner tubes and newer ones to put are just a few of the changes that they've implemented. Dossett said they've also totally redone their kitchens to make most out of their food self-serve, which will speed up the process and minimize the amount of time people are spending waiting in line. These changes are important to Handler, who wants people to think of Raging Rivers as the go-to spot in the summertime. He explained that they've been listening to customers and they hope to address some of their comments with these adjustments, with the ultimate goal to draw more community members to Grafton and enjoy the great water park on the river. You can find all the information on this and save on season passes when you use promo code RiverBenderSP24. That's RiverBenderSP24. If you're looking for a perfect Valentine's Day gift, you can pick from the offers mentioned and add that code. The fun starts soon with Raging Rivers opening day, just a few months away. Summertime is creeping up, folks. Dossett and Handler promise a fun 35th season ahead with lots of smiles and sunshine on the river at the Raging Rivers Water Park. For more information on this, go to the RiverBender.com article, utilize that RiverBender SP24 promo code, and I'll talk about it right after weather here in a couple of seconds. Let's take a look at weather right now. Currently at 9:15, it is 38 degrees. It feels like 42. Today, temperatures will rise to 55 and drop down to 46 overnight on Thursday, a high of 60 on the nose, and then a low of 45 with around a 47% chance of rain. On Friday, a high of 67 degrees. How about that? Sunny skies, no rain in the forecast, and a low of 40 as we head into Saturday. On Saturday and Sunday, mid to high 40s respectively for the high temperatures on both days this weekend, and high 20s to low 30s will be the low temperatures respectively this weekend. But right now, as it sits, it's 38 degrees. It feels like 42. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can see, look at Clark Bridge there with our Alton Skycam. You can see this in real time 24 hours throughout the day on RiverBender.com /weather. Not a lot of cars driving around today. Looks like it's a pretty slow day in the heart of the 618 downtown Alton. Some cars coming in, but just the Clark Bridge, the sun shining on the Mississippi River, and, bro, making all of us feel pretty good on this 7th day of February. For more information, RiverBender.com /weather, but get your tickets to Raging Rivers. This is a big deal. Really a big deal. 4 tickets, food and parking, originally $198. Now you're doing it for $100. Think about this. Everyone always goes for chocolate and all that on Valentine's Day. Get your family something fun. My family had this thing when I was a kid where my mom or dad would go get a little box of chocolates, and at least we'd have something for Valentine's Day. Never anything huge, but just something, to celebrate the occasion. How about you bring out the big guns? 4 tickets and a cabana makes a great Valentine's Day gift for your family. You're going to win mom or dad or just parent of the week. How about that? Then 4 tickets, food, and parking, originally $198, rounded up to $200, and you're going to save big. On sale for $100, valid February the 7th through the 14th. You have a week to make your family happy on Valentine's Day. Now, all you have to do when you go buy them is make sure that RiverBender SP24, that's RiverBender, capital S, capital P, 24, is in that promo code line, and we are saving big for you. Your daily dose of local is helping you save local right here in the 618. For more information, check out our wallpaper, or just give us a call today and we'll help you out. At 9:18, we'll take a quick pause and we'll come back with Centerstone for our first ever segment of this very important topic on substance use disorder. I hope you stick around with us as Centerstone joins us with Crystal Green right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to steer.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show, 921, little bit of change. I am very excited to start our conversations with Centerstone. As you see, the lower third already on there. And this is very important to me. As you know, that Dallas and I have been working very hard to help inform the public on recoverwithus.org and the amazing work that Centerstone does each and every day as a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment. We're going to be talking to Kristen Green, so why don't we do this? Let's start the first ever Centerstone Open now right here at 921 on Our Daily Show.
It's very challenging to live with whatever we carry.
Centerstone is a one-of-a-kind place.
And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Kristen Green is on the line, and now I'm going to bring her on from the Zoom. How are we doing today, Kristen?
Doing well. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I am so excited that we have started these conversations because this is such an important topic. And before we go into the deep dive, take me through your time at Centerstone. I'm sure it's been very beneficial.
Yes, absolutely. So I actually started in addiction medicine 11 years ago as a registered nurse. And I have worked hard to develop our withdrawal management in collaboration with our medical director to bring the utmost and the best care that we can using evidence-based practice. And now I'm an on-call and on-site provider as a nurse practitioner here.
And you know, to be a part of that, I'm sure you've seen every walk of life deal with, you know, issues in addiction, because addiction can happen to anyone. And that's something that I'm sure you know better than anybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't express that enough, that is absolutely true. Addiction can happen to anybody. And I've also seen recovery happen to anybody. Lawyers, doctors, nurses, you know, it doesn't matter the walk of life. You know, everyone can struggle from addiction, but everyone can recover as well, too, CJ.
Absolutely, Kristen. And you know, with that being said, just on what you just said, you know, doctors, nurses, I mean, folks that are working incredible jobs and providing care for so many people, it happens to us all. And at Centerstone, what you all do each and every day, especially with the way that you're innovating treatment programs, it's a huge incentive for anybody going down that road and needs that help. And take me through this, Kristen, because substance use disorder treatment, when I think of residential, I almost think of, you know, going away for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and really honing and working on some mental health coping mechanisms. Am I on to the right path here with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as far as for residential, okay, it's a 28-day program, and you're absolutely correct. Okay. It's comprised of group therapy. It's comprised of individual sessions with case managers. And it's also comprised of peer support for those who have struggled with addiction, overcame, and are in recovery, as well as with 24-hour medical staff, myself being on call and on site, as well as our medical director being on call.
Take me through the first couple of days when somebody is entering that program, because I'm sure there's a lot of fear that goes in to an individual. I know if I was in that setting, I'd be a little bit intimidated, a little fearful. What do those first couple of days look like for that individual?
So when somebody enters, first thing they meet with us, medical staff, okay, and we look into seeing what exactly, you know, are they able to go right into residential, meaning they are not needing detox services or withdrawal management services, and also getting reassurance that we'll get their health in order as well, too, CJ. getting them on medications, making sure that they're both safe and on the right track, whether it be physical or mental health medications. And then it is quite the process. You're exactly right. And people get anxious. We try our best to have either a case manager introduce themselves, or even peer support that we have, our recovery specialist, just to kind of say, hey, it's rough the first couple days, it's overwhelming, but you can do this. And then also they meet with one of our one of our people from our assessment team to start the process to do their assessment to enter residential. So yes, absolutely. It can be overwhelming, but we also try to do a tour of the facility as well.
I like that idea of having the tour first, so the individual can go through and really see for themselves, and there's not, any question marks whenever they walk through the door when they start their treatment.
Right. Absolutely, yes.
And now, Kristen, you mentioned something about detox, and it's a perfect lead-in, because that's what I was going to start with next, because I know that before you can get into the recovery program, I'm sure that there's folks that need to have some detoxification going on, and making sure that they're healthy in order to receive that treatment. Is that correct?
Right. Yes, absolutely, CJ. We do have a withdrawal management program. And when somebody enters, whether they are initially coming in for residential or for withdrawal management appointment, we assess them. Our medical team assesses them to see have they used within 24 to 72 hours. Okay, that usually is what we look at as far as meeting criteria. And then also what they need individually to help them be more comfortable during the detox process. With using medications such as Librium is a common one that we use, and we've had very good results within the last 3 to 4 years. And also just comfort measures, making sure they're hydrated, making sure they're eating. So that's really the first step when anybody comes in, is meeting with the medical team to see where they need to be safely, if that makes sense.
Well, and I think that's a very a great point to make, because I think a lot of times, especially knowing folks that have been in that situation, and it's a very almost that paranoia sets in of how am I going to be treated when I walk in these doors? And to know that Centerstone's going to look at your evaluate you and make sure that hey, here's what you need to do first, and then we'll take it to step 2 and 3. That's a huge incentive. How long does the detox process normally take?
Well, I will tell you, CJ, it's very individualized, as I'm sure you know.
Yep.
On average, it's 3 to 5 days, at least 3. When clients ask me, I say at least 3, just to ensure that they are safe. Just to ensure that they're not going to have any further complications. Some substances for alcohol, like including alcohol, may even be 5 to 7 days. But in general, I say 3 to 5.
And I'm sure, in those 3 to 5, especially, the alcoholism aspect of it, that 5 to 7, it can be pretty dangerous at times, I'm sure, if you don't have the proper medical care and that constant, evaluation, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And I know, and it's so true. Anyone can suffer from addiction. Addiction can happen to anybody. And that's one of the things I tell them when they come in, because especially with people that are intoxicated or in withdrawal, they're sick, they're scared, they don't know where to turn, they feel defeated. And that's a perfect statement. It really, really encompasses what we try to do here. And then, like I said, we do use things like Librium. I always feel like my medical director and I have just really had good results with, as soon as they come through the door, getting them the best treatment plan we can, starting medication, ensuring to them that they are not going to, that we're going to try to make them as comfortable as possible. Reassurance is so important.
And not to go completely off topic here, Kristen, but I always find this very important too. Whenever someone comes in and they're in that state, I'm sure they're looking up at Mount Everest going, there's no way I'm ever going to get there. How important is it to have a conversation that's, not like we're coddling the individual, but we're also there for them. We're that shoulder, we're that support pillar, and we're going to get through this, because I'm sure that's probably the most important step.
Absolutely. And to be completely frank, that is usually part of what the medical team starts saying, because when you have somebody that's coming in, for example, withdrawal management, they've been in the past, they've had some kind of detox, but they probably suffered through it for abstinence, whether it be in jail or whether it be forced. So just telling them, we're going to help you. This is what we're going to do. We've had good results. And I tell people, I've been at this for 11 years. I take pride in the fact that I work hard to really help people in detox with what we have built as far as our program.
Absolutely.
And normally I will say also, which is wonderful, that typically one of our peers will meet with the detox people within a couple hours, not even like they don't have to dive in to the life story. Just like, hey, I know you're here. Proud of you for being here. It will get better.
I'm sure that having the peers there in that facet is almost an invaluable component to your treatment.
Yes. I mean, I can't speak any higher of being able to have peers here and within Centerstone to really aid in the process.
And before we keep going down the gauntlet here, Kristen, I wanted to ask you, because you've been at this for 11 years, you said, in Centerstone, and I don't say this because you're on the show patronizing you. I've said this for years, that you guys have really gone above and beyond for getting good PR out about, hey, it's time to destigmatize these things. This happens. It's a part of life. Have you seen those changes at a national level yet, or do you think it's still taking some time?
I think we're still not there. We're doing better, but I think we're still not there, CJ. Yep. I think with campaigns like this, I think we're getting there. That's why when I was asked to do this, I'm like, absolutely. Even from the medical point of view, because we need to get that out there. We need to get not only the people who are in addiction to understand that, but the people who are around those in addiction.
And that's absolutely. And on top of that, too, as we're keeping going down the list here, and Chris and I could talk to you for 2 hours, and I think we might go a little bit longer than Dallas told you. I wanted to ask you this, because I think this is very important, is the preparation of the individual knowing, hey, it's the end of the road. It's time to rein it in, and it's time to go get some care. And whenever they enter that residential substance use disorder treatment program, how can one kind of prepare for that? Or maybe not just them, but their family members as well?
So, and really with what we're trying to do with recoverwithus.org, that's really where it truly starts. Okay. Or also, then we also have our phone number as well, our 1-800 number, okay, which I'll mention later. But that really it can be overwhelming to see what somebody needs in family, family too, when the person's like, I need help, and it's hard for somebody. They may say, hey, I need help. I'm ready, but I'm just so overwhelmed and sick and I don't know where to start. So you have a family member that's like, okay, it's time, we're ready. And I too, I've went to the website, I've navigated the website, so you can't tell somebody something to do without doing it yourself, right? And it really is just a short form to fill out, and a member gets back fairly quickly to kind of help navigate that. Ask as far as, are we looking at withdrawal management? Are we looking for residential? Where do you stand on that?
And on top of that, too, just a little bit more on follow-up on that, mentally, too, because the person is knowing, hey, I'm getting ready to go. Are there any tips or insights that you could share with us that maybe you've heard used for, hey, I'm going to be taking a pause here for a couple of weeks and get my health back in check? I think sometimes for us that could be a little overwhelming, because who has 30 days or 30 seconds,
Right. Absolutely. And I will say, a lot of times people will be like, well, I've got this, I've got that, and really, I think that's what's so important with our peers is when people, let's say somebody comes in for withdrawal management, and we go, hey, I think we need, let us help you get into residential. Let's get you from withdrawal management to residential. Well, I've got this and that. Well, the reality is, CJ, people get to the point where they've lost everything. And even if they do have a job, holding on to it, and just that reassurance and understanding that seeing peers, and even peers that we have currently admitted in the facility, okay, seeing like, hey, I was there with you. I knew that, but then I kept going thinking I could manage it, and now I don't have anything.
Well, and I'm sure it almost, comes off where you're running in circles, and you just keep running. Eventually the wheels come off.
Right. And I think what we try to do at Centerstone is give plenty, like, we went ahead and did the recoverywithus.org. We try really to get everybody on the same page, giving different avenues to get get services. Okay. Because I feel like what's really important is when somebody is ready to get them where they need to go as soon as possible.
100%. And one thing I wanted to ask you too, Kristen, is because in my endorsements and when I talk about recoverwithus.org, we talk about Centerstone treating people of all ages because addiction can happen to anyone at any time. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, in between. Whenever you're going through and you're meeting with patients, how much is age a factor on how the approach changes for laying out the treatment plan? Here's what's going to happen. Is there any disconnect in communication that way?
No, honestly, CJ, I feel like that age does take a part in that, especially with withdrawal management. Even with people who, you look at somebody who's 18 and 19, okay, obviously have had different experience at somebody that's 60s. So obviously, just from like a clinical team point of view, absolutely the treatment plan is going to be different. They're in different stages of their lives.
Right.
And even with withdrawal management, if you're talking medical side, it's going to be taken into consideration that typically, now I will tell you, CJ, unfortunately, addiction, like it can happen to anyone. And I've seen people get sicker and sicker at a younger age. Okay. So, but you may have somebody that's 19 with no health problems. You got somebody in their 60s with several health problems, hypertension, diabetes, bipolar, schizophrenia. It definitely, that's why I have really wanted to focus on me as a provider treating the whole person, mind and body, getting them back on track, because you can't recover if you don't work on your physical and mental health as well. And I truly believe that.
100%. I 100% agree with you on that as well. And so as we're going down, we just talked substance use disorder treatment, getting us prepared mentally, we're getting things in line. In withdrawal management and detox, I'm sure that's a little bit different. Can you take me through the differences of that and what might instill someone to go into withdrawal management and detox, and the mindset would be a little bit different than going into substance use treatment?
Right, absolutely. Normally what I'll say is we get people who, that's why it's very important, to have different avenues for them to get a hold of us. And why withdrawal management is so important, because, people can decide, or they can become into crisis. Whether it's like, I'm out of whatever I'm using. I don't have resources. I don't have food. I don't know where to turn, and that's why withdrawal management is so important, because we can go, what, let's start there. I just feel like it's really a starting point.
Yeah.
I've gotten calls from people that are like, I'm telling them, hey, can you be here in an hour? Get whatever stuff you have for withdrawal management. Get whatever stuff you have and get here. And I think we really try hard to, with withdrawal management particularly, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, we have medical staff here 24 hours a day. You need help, you need to come in. We do our best to get people in here, because they're sick and they're scared. And the reality is that the ERs and hospitals are, overloaded, particularly when the pandemic started. And that really, I think, pushed us essentially to really look at how we could up our game for withdrawal management. That's the best way I can say it, CJ.
No, absolutely. And I'm sure too, just by talking with you, if you get just hearing you say get here in an hour, for withdrawal management, just that side of things, I'm sure when that happens and someone comes in, the first step to really growing is the fact that there is hope in the world. There is hope in this journey. And I'm sure that during it, their eyes light up by the end of their time in detox or withdrawal management, because they know that there is light at the end of this tunnel.
Right. And I think just reassurance, like I said, that is just, I'm big on reassuring people.
Yeah.
You feel like, it's rough, but you can do it, and we're going to help you get through that.
Well, and too, whenever you're dealing with the individual that's going through withdrawal management, do you ever have, does your team have, or anyone at Centerstone communicate with the family members? I'm sure they're curious and they want to know. And I'm sure that's amazing itself to make sure you're getting the information out and communicating.
No, absolutely. We, because, they are able to call out their family members or receive calls, but when they're not feeling well, we encourage, whoever maybe brought them to call and check in on them. Don't be alarmed if you don't hear from them, because we're allowing them to rest. And so I do encourage that, and we do actually have what is kind of like a staffing, like a family staffing, or allow the patient to be a part of their treatment plan and discussion for detox and withdrawal management, to kind of be on the same page. Most people really are just trying to feel better, so we just communicate with them. But yeah, absolutely, we try to reassure the family, because that's hard, when somebody is sick and they're dropping their loved one off to a place they've never been. As beautiful as it is, I know that sounds cheesy, CJ, but I take pride in the welcoming atmosphere that we have.
Well, and too, that's what I was going to say. I mean, to walk into and I'm sure, you know this 10 times better than I do, but I'm sure 30 years ago, that setting was a little bit different. And now to have Centerstone, I mean, when you go in knowing that you have an extended family that's there to care for you, and that it's going to keep people in the loop, and it's going to make sure that you're still able to, keep moving forward as a family and as a team, or as, loved ones, that's a huge incentive.
Absolutely.
And Kristen, I wanted to ask you a little bit more. We just ran a press release from you guys with the Fellowship House campus of Centerstone, and you are the family nurse practitioner with the Fellowship House. Detail the Fellowship House campus for me. What's it like there, and what's being done each and every day?
So in general, I'm going to start with the exterior of the campus to kind of give an idea of what it looks like, and then we'll kind of go internally. I always have, the whole time I've worked here, when people call and say, I'm looking for you guys, where are you guys at? I'm like, we're the beautiful, what looks to be like a log cabin set back between Shope grounds and Veterans Home. And that's really a great way to describe it. We have several acres. We have a beautiful backgrounds, we do a lot of it's a lot of browns, a lot of, it does not look like a building.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like a home.
Right.
Really. It looks like somebody's home. So I really think that really allows for appeal. Now when you walk, we have a beautiful front deck. You walk in, you're greeted by the administration staff. And then you are, once you are in, we do have a nice size sitting area or dining room for withdrawal management. Typically, we have 2 beds per room, but I will say, depending on how many people we have, we try to allow them to be on their own in withdrawal management, just so they have their own space going through the process. We do have 2 nurses stations, one located in the dining room, and then one located just right across from the one in the dining room, which is technically on our detox or withdrawal management hall. So that way we can be close to them. And then we also have our residential hall that typically most rooms are comprised of 2 beds. So most people, we'll have a roommate. We usually do 2 in a room. One of which has more like a dorm room, and it does have 4 in it. We have a full-time cook, who I don't know if anybody's heard of our cooking. I'm sure I get that a lot. Is Miss Betty still here? So
that's awesome.
They get 3 meals a day, as well as a snack. We do have vending machines, coffee, tea, lemonade out. We have laundry facilities. We provide soap. We have 4 showers, and like I said, we have a beautiful deck in the back. We also have a pavilion. A lot of the guys enjoy watching the deer come up and seeing the acreage and the greenery. We also, like I said, we have 24-hour medical staff.
Right.
24-hour medical staff, in addition to other staff, of course. In addition to we have nurses, we have EMTs, we have technicians, we have clinicians, we have peer support staff. As far as a day, I'll run you through briefly a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go, and first we'll do residential. Okay. Start off, we usually wake them up to make sure they have breakfast. Then they start with a morning, it's called Thought for the Day. And it's just about 15 minutes. And they just come together, do some readings, which is led by one of our peers, and just start on a good note.
Really
start
cool.
the day off on a good note. Let's do this. Whatever happened yesterday is done. Let's start today. And then they have classes throughout the day, which, like I said, varies between, topics about the 12 steps, topics about managing grief and loss, which is so important. Trauma. They also do group therapies, which are smaller groups, and also the day may be comprised of meeting with your individual counselor or your peer. And then we also do AA, NA, and peer-led meetings inside for the guys that are in here. And we're also joined on Sunday by someone who does like an AA meeting. He comes from the outside, and he's had 30 plus years of recovery.
Wow. Well, and just to hear that, in hearing how the building's laid out, if I'm a patient or if I'm somebody that's needing that treatment and I go there, I'm not going to feel like, the stereotypical, spot. This is a very welcoming environment where folks can really feel like they're at almost a retreat, and
Absolutely.
I think that's what the huge incentive is because this is what it is. You're retreating a little bit to rejuvenate, get back to normal, and we're going to keep conquering after that.
Right. Absolutely. And we really tried to make it more like retreat-like. As far as withdrawal management, I will say it's more, I kind of tell people it's kind of like being in the hospital the first 24 hours. We do vital signs, we monitor closely, hourly checks. We monitor if they're eating, we monitor all of that. And we do have beds that are different. We try to come away from like hospital beds, but for detox, sometimes that is so important.
Yes.
So our detox unit looks a little different as far as residential, as far as the setup of the beds. But otherwise, like I said, we tried to make it, they have a desk, they have a bedside table, they have a chair, their own bathroom with a sink and a toilet. We really try our best to make people comfortable and not to feel institutionalized.
Yes. Well, and
I feel like we achieved that.
Well, and to me, that's an invaluable component to it. I mean, that factor alone is just completely invaluable. And before we wrap up today, because I, told Dal, it's 20 minutes, but here we are 30 minutes later. Kristen,
no, that's fine. I'm a talker too, and let me tell you, I'm passionate, so we could just talk all day.
Well, and it really, and to me, just from an outside perspective, if I'm a family member and I know, cousin Johnny's going down this path and that, eventually we're going to have a conversation or something's going to happen, to know that Centerstone's here, and not just here, but providing the top quality care and in a setting that's not making the individual feel even more, let's be honest, awful about what's going on, because that's what it makes them feel like when you're in that.
Embarrassed. Yeah. Absolutely. We truly try to deter that. But I do want to, I did say I was going to give the number.
Oh, please do. Yes.
Yes. Let me go ahead. And like I said, recoverwithus.org. I myself went on the website to navigate it. And it really is user friendly. Also, but if for somebody who wants the number, it's 1-877-HOPE-123. And it would be 1-877-467-3123. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that because sometimes the computers can scare people. So please, either way that makes people comfortable.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for getting that phone number out again for us, Kristen.
Absolutely.
Before I let you go, I got to ask you, with your time at Centerstone, what's the best way to summarize it for you in the last 11 years, and what are you looking to do with Centerstone in the next 11? Because it doesn't seem like you're leaving.
No, I'm not. Honestly, what I did not think that I would be where I am at right now. In general, as far as being so passionate about addiction medicine and behavioral health, we have grown as far as our withdrawal management. I think we have really came up to the times as far as with medicated assisted treatment, even at our location. In the future, my medical director and I, who I'm collaborating with, we have good plans to even start doing some hepatitis C treatment, looking into adding more behavioral health services, adding more. We're hoping to build detox. We're hoping just to continue on to build and grow and to help people all over the state, really.
Absolutely. And Kristen, thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed speaking with you. And folks, once again, please visit recoverwithus.org, because to me, and I don't know how you feel about this, Kristen, before I say goodbye, you need to know this information before you need to know it, because it affects us all in some facet.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Knowing ahead of time, even if they're not ready, hey, I hope they know the information is there and that we're there.
And that's my 100% goal. If you aren't going to need it now, at least you know the information, you know where to go, and you know that Centerstone is going to be that constant guiding force with you and your loved one on that journey to recovery. And Kristen Green, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your Wednesday morning. You're always welcome back.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye-bye. Thanks.
No problem. At 9:50, we'll take a quick pause. Our daily show comes back after this. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Oh, welcome back. 9:55. So, on a positive note, I just wanted to shout out Hayden Griffin, a first grader at St. Mary's. Sydney Sinks brought us this story. A local 7-year-old has raised money for the overnight warming location by reading every day in January. And on a positive note, Hayden Griffin, a first grader at St. Mary's, was upset when he learned that some people don't have homes to return to at night. He decided to read books to raise money for the overnight warming location, an organization in Alton and Edwardsville that provides overnight shelter for people when temperatures drop below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. On February the 5th, Hayden toured the OWL location in Alton and delivered a check to the representative. "I believe in God," Hayden said when he was asked why he decided to help. The idea started when Hayden saw a few unhoused community members at a North Pole attraction in December. His mother, Morgan, explained to him what it means to be unhoused. That night, when Santa Claus asked him what he wanted for Christmas, Hayden said he wanted Santa to help homeless people around the world. While Santa's still working on it, Hayden decided he would take matters into his own hands. He worked with his mom and his grandmothers to come up with a plan. Every day in January, Hayden read a new book, and people donated to his cause based on how many pages and books he read. By the end of the month, Hayden read every day in January and raised $1,500 for the overnight warming location. This money will go toward operating costs and supplies to keep the OWL operational throughout the rest of the winter. A quote from Representative Feister from OWL: "It's just been really interesting to see the creative ways that people raise money. Not only do we have all ages of people supporting the OWL, but it's just the ways that they're inspired to do it and the creativity you had in the way that you raise the money. The OWL relies on volunteers and donations. For more information about what they do or to donate, visit their official Facebook page." And congratulations to Hayden Griffin again. On a positive note, Hayden, at a young age, you're already doing some great stuff, and all of us here at Riverbender applaud you and your efforts. You know, before I take a quick pause and we do top of the hour news, I do want to fill you in on Hainer Library. We're going to talk about this in the top of the hour news segment. Hainer Library is offering a once, really, in a lifetime opportunity. You can go on the 17th of February, and you can see a personally written and signed letter from before President Abraham Lincoln as attorney Abraham Lincoln. And then you are going to see Mary Todd Lincoln's dishes all on display. Plus, what I think's really cool is Hainer Library pulled out all the stops. They're having the letter on display on the 17th. They're having Mary Todd's china on display on the 17th. Plus, they're bringing in Tom Emery, who's a friend of the show that calls in for all the important historical segments for our daily show. He'll be at Hainer Library doing an hour presentation about Lincoln's time in Alton. It's going to be a really, really great day. And on top of it all, it's almost an open house format, too. They want you in the doors on the 17th to say, come on, come on, come on. Come see what we have to offer. I've told you this once. I'll say it a billion times. Hainer Library is the door. Door to opportunity, the door to adventure, the door to education, and the door to finding out your family's roots. Their genealogy is that good. Everything they do at Hainer's that good, so why don't you have your library card? You can unlock many, many benefits, plus always be a part of and learn about the history of our area, the history of your family, and, of course, anything else that your mind can think of, because at Hainer, it's a door, and, well, your mind, that's the navigator. HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. And I'll see you on the 17th for the display of the Lincoln letter. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome to the 10 o'clock hour of our daily show. On the 7th day of February, we'll take you to top of the hour news, a brief newscast here as we have TNI. Get ready to join us right here on the show. But at 10:02, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Godfrey trustees unanimously approved a special use permit for a cannabis dispensary to open in the former Woody's Drive-In location in Godfrey. The vote followed a lengthy discussion between village officials about Godfrey's first ever adult use cannabis dispensary, with some aiming to prevent any more dispensaries from opening in the village. Jeremy Wazowski with Tadich 3 LLC, the company requesting the permit to operate the dispensary, said at the meeting that they are currently undergoing a change in ownership. They aim to have the dispensary operational by March 1. Wazowski also said that Godfrey's dispensary ownership would be split between him, Fast Eddie's Bon Air owner, Eddie Shoulder, and Gabriel Surikov, the owner of Golden Meds, a company operating several dispensaries in the Denver area and beyond. According to the application for the special use permit, the business will generate substantial sales tax for Godfrey and will not be located within 1,000 feet of a church, a school, public building, park, or a recreational area, and will be a good neighbor and a community member. Trustee Jeff Weber was absent from the meeting. The final vote did tally at 4-0 in favor of the special use permit, with Trustee Sarah Woodman abstaining due to a family member of hers being a partial owner of the dispensary. A full recording of the February 6th Godfrey Village Board meeting is available at RiverBender.com/video. Also in the news, Sydney Sinks filling us in out of Alton. The Hainer Public Library District will be displaying a letter written by Abraham Lincoln 180 years and 1 day after he signed it. On February 17th at Hainer's Genealogy and Local History Library, they will welcome community members from 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. to look at the letter and other artifacts and learn about Lincoln's connection to Alton. The day will also include a lecture by historian Tom Emery from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hainer Library Director Mary Cordes explained that the event will welcome people to the library while sharing a piece of Lincoln history with the community. During the open house, community members can view the letter and pieces of china that belonged to Mary Todd Lincoln. The letter was written in 1844 and addressed to Simeon Ryder, an Alton resident who built the building at 31 East Broadway that now houses My Just Desserts. Lincoln, who was a practicing attorney at the time, was advising Ryder on a legal matter. Court has said genealogy and local history library staff are, quote, the best in town, and we can agree. And they will present on February 17th. They'll be present to answer questions about the letter and other items. She encourages community members to check out all of the displays at the library, including the yoke of Elijah Lovejoy's printing press and various artifacts, and to ask any staff members questions you might have about Hainer or Alton. Tom Emery's lecture is titled Reimagining Places of the Past, Historic Preservation Lecture Series Part 2, Abraham Lincoln and Alton. It's part of Hainer's Historic Preservation Lecture Series that invites historians to share information about Alton history. This lecture is scheduled from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday, February the 17th, and will take place at the Genealogy Library, talking about Lincoln's relationship to Alton. Attendees are asked to register for the lecture, and you can do so by calling Hainer at 618-462-0677. Cordes hopes to see a lot of people at the library that day. You can stop by the Genealogy and Local History Library right there at 401 State Street in Alton to see the letter and artifacts at any time from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, February the 17th. And for more information on Hainer Public Library District, including upcoming events and how to get your library card, HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. The big shaboozy of the day from Grafton, Raging Rivers Water Park has some sweet deals this Valentine's Day to get you in that summer state of mind. From February the 7th through the 14th, you can get two package deals that will save you $100 each. With some fun additions to the park, sped up food service, and other additions, the park promises for another great year for its 35th anniversary. The Valentine's deal allows customers to purchase 4 tickets and a cabana. That's a value of $240 for just $150. Customers can also purchase 4 tickets, meal vouchers, and parking, which is valued at just under $200 at $198 for just $100. Now, these deals are only available February the 7th through the 14th in the special events section on RagingRivers.com. Dossett explained the affordability is important to Raging Rivers, especially with the rising cost everywhere else. They noted that there aren't many places where families can come for a day, feel safe, and have fun at those prices. Ken Handler, the park's owner, also noted it's a great chance to check out the improvements at Raging Rivers, and they've made a lot since last season. More shade, more seating, new inner tubes are just a few of the changes they've implemented. Dossett said they also, quote, totally redone their kitchens to make the most of the food self-serve, which will speed up the process and minimize the amount of times people spend waiting in line. These changes are important to Handler, who wants people to think of, Raging Rivers as that go-to spot in the summertime. He explained that they've been listening to customers and they hope to address some of their comments with these adjustments, with the ultimate goal of drawing more community members to Grafton to enjoy the water park right there on the river. If you're looking for that perfect Valentine's Day gift, you can pick from the offers mentioned, or you can save on season passes when you use promo code RiverBenderSP24. If you want the season pass, you go on and enter that promo code RiverBenderSP24. The fun starts soon with Raging Rivers opening day, only a few months away. Summer's around the corner. Woo! Dossett and Handler promise a fun 35th season ahead with lots of smiles and sunshine. And for you to kick off your Valentine's Day with treating your family to something special with those 4 tickets and a cabana, and 4 tickets and food and parking available through the 14th of February. At 10:08, it's 43 degrees, but it feels like 48 degrees out there. How about that? Today, partly sunny and mild. Tonight, increasing clouds. That's the only note on the weather desk. Temperatures will reach 57 degrees today, drop down to 47 overnight. On Thursday, a 50% chance of rain, a high of 63, a low of 46. On Friday, a high of 67, a brightly sunny sky, and a low of 39. Then on Saturday, a high of 48, a low of 32, no rain in the forecast. And on Sunday, we're back to those cloudy skies, 43 for the high and 29 for the low. But right now, as it sits at 10:09, it's 43 degrees. It feels like 48 for time and temperature throughout the day. call this number, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Let's take a look at that Alton sky cam and see if any more sun's peeking out of the sky. It looks like we're getting a little brighter out there. You can see this sky cam in real time on RiverBender.com/weather. A few more cars on the road than there were at 9:09 this morning. But right now, as it sits, it's 10:10. And that's what's happening around the Riverbend. Before I take a quick pause, let me fill you in on Denise Sparks. She is the best, and I mean the best at what she does. Whether it's been junk hauling, she's been the best at that for 30 years, or now weekly trash pickup, which she will and already is the best and will continue to be for the next 30. You know, Denise Sparks heard that call and said people are really wanting to change, and she decided to be the change. It's not easy. She upgraded her fleet. She has bought so much equipment, brought so many people in to make sure that she can provide you the best service possible when it comes to weekly trash pickup. And you know what I love about Denise? She's honest. When you give her office a call, you're going to get somebody at Sparks Junk Removal. You aren't getting somebody in a call center tucked away somewhere that's never even heard of the town you live in. You're getting somebody that is local, that lives local, and lives to serve in the Riverbend area with weekly trash service and junk hauling, the best at it, and that's Sparks Junk Removal. SparksJunkRemoval.net. That's SparksJunkRemoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain.
10:13. Welcome back. Daily Show on is it Wednesday? Here we go, TNI in studio. The spring is already, isn't it wild? We were just talking about kind of the winter shaboozis and how y'all get prepared, but now we're back in the thick of it. Time to get the trails opening up, and I'm sure some seasonal jobs are going to be available for folks that want to earn a little bit more income during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So our trails aren't open yet. They open on April 1st, but we do have two seasonal positions that we're really trying to get the word out about. So one is our seasonal environmental educator position. This is a new position for us. This is going to be a part-time position, helping with field trips this spring, and then kind of transitioning into to summer camp help, right?
Yep, which will also need more people for.
No more people for. So what's that look like? So what's their day-to-day look like in that?
It's kind of all over the place.
Okay.
So they would be assisting with literally every education program we do, from like our one-off stuff, like our mushroom hike, to birthday parties, to summer camps, to field trips, to literally everything. So the schedule is kind of all over the place. Could be weekends, could be evenings, but it is a super variable position with lots of different opportunities.
What type of candidate are you looking for in that?
Someone that has education experience. Obviously, environmental education's a plus. Any sort of like degree within biology or education are all great. And then just someone that's flexible and open to learning new stuff and working with literally the whole age span.
Good answer. I like that. That's a great answer. And then what's the other position?
Yeah, so our other position is a seasonal land steward position. And this one's unique because it is a grant-funded position.
Okay.
We received a grant to kind of help bulk up our prairies this year. So that's where a lot of our work is going to be centered this year, is adding species to our prairies, really getting those to a higher quality. So this person will be mainly working on some of those grant projects. So seeding the prairie, kind of managing, cutting out some of the woody species, different things like that. So this is, again, is a part-time position. And it'll run from, I believe, mid-April through early October.
Okay.
But then there's a possible for rehire next year. So this is a 2-year grant
That's a big
position.
deal. That's a really big deal. Well, and on top of that all, can they get any more information on the website, Facebook page for those job listings?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So if you go to our website, you can go to our team page, and that's where you can find all the information for
And
hiring.
why wouldn't you want to join this team?
Exactly.
I mean, always happy, always ready to work and put the boots on the ground. I love it. Well, also coming up is a really big night for TNI. The ALL Prowl really is a well-attended and well-sought-after event. How are we shaping up?
Yeah, we actually have two. So just like last year, we have one for adults only, and that's Valentine's Day. So it's our romantic version.
Oh, gotcha.
So we have chocolate and wine and charcuterie, and Treehouse is bringing their owls out, so we'll actually get to see some, and then we'll go out and hike and actually try to call for some. And then the other one is a family-friendly event, so for everybody in your family. And that one we'll still have Treehouse. We'll dissect some owl pellets, which is owl vomit, and then we'll go out and call for owls too.
That's really cool. And what days are those on again?
February 14th is the adults only
Valentine's makes sense.
Yeah, and then Friday the 16th is the family friendly.
Perfect. And then registration, when should people sign up or go online to fill out forms?
So all of that registration is up and ready right now. So register today so that we know that you are coming.
Just making sure this sucker's working here. Today, go to thenatureInstitute.org. That's I always that's my slip up with the Nature Institute, and you can fill out those forms. And talk about perfect Valentine's Day. You can go and really have some nice wine, some nice chocolates, and then take a nice hike and really just learn a little bit more about owls too. That's awesome. Yeah. And then a great family event on Friday. I like how you stacked it. And then the Trivia Night fundraiser's coming up.
Yeah. So Dave, do you want to talk about trivia?
Oh, Dave, get over. You have been quiet all day, Dave.
I'm just the silent part. So March 9th is our trivia night. It's going to be at the Godfrey KC Hall. Doors open at 5:30.
Oh, you are good, Ramona. I love it.
And we got 10 rounds of 10 questions, lots of different subjects. The questions are all ready to go. So
now, what's the subject matter here? Do we have any specific...
All over the place.
Really? I like that.
It's not just nature trivia. So if you're like, I don't know anything about nature, don't be afraid.
That's what I was wondering.
Come to TNI's Trivia Night. You're going to have a good time.
I was like, I don't know how many planet Earths I can squeeze in before that. But I like that because, I always think it's fun how people assemble the trivia teams. Because, you always get the sports expert, and then there's maybe somebody that knows a little bit about American history. It's just really cool how their teams shape up and how they work through the trivia night, Yeah. I'm a trivia watcher myself. I can't participate. I don't know much. What's this go towards?
Goes this towards this is fundraiser for TNI. This is through the general operating budget. And we're actively seeking donations for things like silent auction baskets. If anybody wants to be a sponsor of the event, we're looking for that kind of stuff. That's also all on our website.
Oh, perfect. And that's the best way to get that information and start the process.
Yep, absolutely.
TheNatureInstitute.org if you want to be a part of Trivia Night. And I think that's a really cool experience for everyone, I'm sure, on the team to kind of have a different night out for TNI that's not necessarily in the woods or doing something to maintain the landscape, too.
Right.
Is this the first one you've done?
This is our second one. We did one in 2022.
How'd it go?
It did pretty well. We did it in the fall, so we decided to take 23 off so we could reset and not have to be locked in the fall, and we're doing it in the spring. So hopefully this will become an annual thing.
Well, and too, what I think's amazing, guys, is the fact that we're literally 2 weeks away or 3 weeks away from the thick of the early spring starting to hit us. And whenever December came around, the winter came and the trails closed, I thought, man, we got a long ways away, but it was really kind of like a blink of an eye, and we're here. So what is the preparation work now? Is it just trimming, making sure that everything's looking good on the trails? What's that look like for all of you?
Education-wise, spring's our busy season every time. So April and May are always packed. We've already got a really full schedule. We're getting very close on how many field trip spots we have left, in addition to like all of our normal spring programming. And we're still doing stuff during the winter. So we have homeschool programs that are coming out. We have our preschool drop-off programs that still come out. There's still a lot going on. Plus, we're getting ready for camp registration. So that's on the website too. And that one opens March 4th for members and March 6th for non-members. So that's approaching quickly, which means we're getting all the stuff ready for camp. It's just a lot of getting ready for warmer weather.
Yeah. And as it comes to stewardship, they are, out on the trails kind of repairing any erosion issues that maybe arose during our busy hiking season. They're going to be, cutting up logs, moving things off the trail, just getting things ready for our hikers.
Wow. And that's when you're just listing things and kind of laying them off like that, that's kind of intimidating whenever you start this season. There's a lot to do, but you guys always get it done pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. I wanted to highlight again, though, the ALL Prowls, because this is a perfect opportunity for all of you to kind of take it, whether you want to do it as a family or if you want to, celebrate with your loved one, whoever that may be. You can do that on February the 14th at 6. Oh, I am getting good today. And disclaimer, there was like 7 energy drink cans. Not for me this morning. That was just a little bit of an issue I had. So I'm still waking up a little bit, but we're doing better. And as we're getting there, who's going to be taking part of trivia?
Well, we're hosting.
You're hosting,
yes.
So no tables from the host.
From us, yeah.
Yeah, and I get to run all the background stuff.
Oh,
so
no. Oh.
we need everybody to come and be a table and come support us. And
how much are tables
fun.
again?
If you register ahead of time, up until what date?
We'll take registrations up to the day, probably day before.
So it's at the door in the price of $120 if you register now.
Oh, that's nice.
If you wait till the night of, it's $130.
That's still not bad at all. That's a really great rate to go out with a table of 8.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. And then you have a great night.
So there, all of water, tea, lemonade is all provided, and there is an open bar. So they do ask that you not bring, of course, beverages in, but you can bring all your snacks with you.
It's not an open bar, is it? It's a
Yeah, not an open bar. It's a cash bar. I'm sorry.
It's a
cash bar. My eyes lit up. I'm like, I am in. I'm there.
It is not an open bar.
Thank you, Dave. I misspoke.
Everybody said sign up. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like just banging on that keyboard. We sold out. Trivia night sold out in 30 seconds. But, I think it's great that you're able to do these, especially with, going at Knights of Columbus, a great venue, and it's kind of a perfect area because there's so many folks that come from all over Madison County and throughout the area really to come to TNI, and so to have it at different locations a cool incentive too.
Yeah, we were just figuring that out the other day. How far away do we pull people from based
60
on
miles.
Yeah,
60
mile
That's
radius.
just based on one of our programs.
Yeah.
So that's not an expansive of everything, but yeah, it's
that
just
was the farthest
within
anyone
one
came for our group.
But that's just incredible. I mean, 60 miles. That's a pretty long haul to get over there, and it shows why. But you guys have a great landscape and great trails and great hiking. Makes it kind of easy. Of course, some great programs too, I might add. So as we're gearing up, what are some of the programs that are on the gauntlet right away in the spring?
Well, early on in the spring, in March, we do have a frog walk. So we have a guest naturalist that's coming in and is talking about the different species in the area and then actually going out to find them. April, we actually have our hike-a-thon, so our second annual. We did this last year.
That's fun.
Yeah, and it's you log your miles and try to hit as many as you can between April 1st and 30th.
You don't have to hike only at TNI. You hike anywhere.
You hike anywhere, and you log
That's
the
really
miles,
cool.
and people win prizes at the end. We actually one of our stewardship staff creates these very fancy hiking sticks for some of our winners, and they looked really cool last year. But yeah, there's a ton coming up in the spring. There's bird banding and mushrooming and all the things.
All the things at TNI.
Our second annual nonsense hike is the first Saturday after we open.
Oh, what's that? That sounds really
we
fun.
did last year. We tried to do it around April 1st, since that's when we open up.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So it's a joke hike, but it was a lot of fun last year, so we're going to do it again this year. But since the first is a Monday, we push it off to that first Saturday after, which I believe is the 6th.
Now, is there like puns and dad jokes being said?
It is all.
Oh, I love
It was a lot of fun last year.
it! Do you guys have a moment to stick around? I got paid, Bill. It's 10:25. Let's take a quick break. I want to talk to TNI a little bit more. Let's talk more about the program. So give some more calls to action for Trivia Night and the ALL Prowls, and we'll come back with more after this. Get over here in downtown Alton.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
It's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home.
10:27, welcome back. A Wednesday morning continuing on our daily show, RiverBender.com. All righty, we have a game plan. Classic Flicks, Dave, fill me in.
We started this last year. We're trying to grow it. We bought a big 20-foot screen a couple of years ago for an event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, we got the screen. Let's try to find a way to use it. So we hit upon the idea of doing outdoor movies.
Yeah.
And so last year we had a series of movies that we showed, and the attendance was a little sparse, but we're going to grow it. So this year, I'm a big Transformers nut. And so this is the 40th anniversary of Transformers here in 2024.
Is it really? That's awesome.
So I decided on a theme this year. So our theme is going to be old robot movies, with 3 exceptions. So over the summer, we're going to show Transformers the movie. That's going to be one of them. We're going to show WALL-E. It's going to be sponsored by Hainer Library.
I love WALL-E.
And we're going to show The Iron Giant.
Oh, yeah.
Amongst others. And then for April and May, and then September, October, we'll have other older kind of schlocky kind of robot movies. To show those that. And it's all just show up. We're asking for donations when you come to the movie. Bring your own snacks and whatever to sit on. And that's all on our website again, too, under Classic Flicks for Consideration. So it's a chance to watch an old, like if you like Mystery Science Theater, those kind of old movies that are so bad they're good. That's that's the kind of movies we're showing for the most part.
Well, and too, I just think how great of a family night would that be to watch WALL-E out at TNI on that beautiful location you have on that nice big screen. That's a win.
And that movie in particular is actually being sponsored by Hainer Library.
Great friend of the show, too.
Yep.
Thank you, Hainer Library. Yes. And then take me through Knee High Naturalist.
Yeah, so this is one of our very long-standing programs, but this is for 2.5 to 5-year-olds accompanied with an adult, and it is offered the first Wednesday and the first Saturday of the month. So this is our preschool nature class. And we typically will read a story about nature, we'll have a hike, we'll have some sort of art activity. So it's just an hour to spend outside. This is the first time we've actually offered it on Saturdays. We know that there are a lot of working parents, and we want to give them the opportunity to bring their kids out as well.
That's really cool. I like that you always have to adapt, sometimes and offer a different day and hope. And I think that's going to be actually a really good deal. On top of that, too, I wanted to make sure, because you have the opportunity for some employment this summer, and I mean, these are really nice jobs to be a part of. Take me through them again, Ramona.
Yeah, so we have multiple seasonal jobs available. We have our seasonal environmental educator, which will start in mid-March and work through the end of summer, helping with all of our education programs. You're working with preschoolers all the way up through adults. It'll be a really, really great learning opportunity for someone getting into the field, and it's just a lot of fun, right?
Absolutely.
And you get to work with us.
You work with the two best.
Like I was getting ready to say, I'm looking over here. Endorsement 1, endorsement 2, right here.
Then we have our seasonal land steward, which will be
cool.
doing a lot of work in our prairies, just really helping to make them a better habitat on the property. And then in addition to that, we do have our summer camp counselor position open. So come work with us this summer, work with kids, have a lot of fun during summer camp.
What are the age requirements on the summer camp?
That one we want people to be...
I think listed on the description is 16 or
16 and older.
That's what I was wondering, because it seems like that would be a great opportunity for some high school student that really is trying to do something other than sitting in their house playing video games all summer, to do something really productive and rewarding too. Because I'm sure working with the kids and doing the summer camp is actually a really fun, beneficial job in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And then did I get them all?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm following the cue here. Prowl, 2 editions. You have a week to decide if you're going to the Valentine's Day edition with your loved one. This is fun. So this is wine and chocolate and... Charcuterie. I knew I was going to forget something. I always do. And now registration online for this?
Yes.
And what's the cost?
It is $40 for the couple, so $20 each.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really... Heck, they're saving a ton of money on Valentine's Day, too. That $20 gets you water now at a restaurant.
And it's not just for couples. If you just want to bring a group of friends, do that.
That'd be fun, too.
It would be.
Like a come one, Galentine's, Guyentine's, Allentine. Ooh, Dave, I am picking up what you are putting down right now. That's gold. Allentine's Day right here on RiverBender.com. Then on Friday, there's the family edition of this, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what comes with that? What's the cost and all that good stuff?
I don't remember the fee on that one.
That one is $15 a person. So you're coming for a program. You will have the opportunity to dissect an owl pellet.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that short hike outside to call for owls.
The owl pellet is really cool to kind of dissect and go through. And you're going to learn a lot about the digestive system and also see what the owl ate, a couple of nights ago, too. Is there anything else that we haven't hit on yet?
I only want to mention one more
Please
date.
do.
And this one's a little bit farther out. May 18th is when we are going to have our native plant sale. So if you're looking for native plants this summer, put that on your calendar and come see us.
I'm seriously in, because I just bought a house last July, and my mom's helping me with flowers because I know nothing, and I know nothing. And then I wanted to do something native to where I didn't have to worry about maybe bringing a plant in that's going to grow wild or any of that stuff. So this is a great opportunity. May 18th, is that a Saturday?
That is a Saturday. Yep.
Do we have the times yet?
It'll be from 9 to noon.
Perfect. I'll be there. Seriously, I that was more for me than the audience, but I will be there. Dave, anything else I need to hit on?
I think we've hit on everything. There's always something going on at TNI.
And you just go to thenatureInstitute.org to follow along. And, too, what I want to give you guys a big shout-out on is your calendar. You have a really nice ICS calendar, so if you want to really stay involved and in the know with TNI, all you do is download that calendar into your Google Calendar, and boom, you know everything happening.
And once again, we're closed to the public right now up through April 1st, right, March 31st, I guess. But so if you want to come out to TNI, you need to come out for one of our programs. That's the only way to enjoy it right at the moment.
Absolutely. And those programs, Prowl, and then the trivia night where you can support TNI on March the 9th. I knew it at the Knights of Columbus. There is going to be a gauntlet of different trivia, variety of topics. All we need from you is to show up with 7 of your friends and fill out those tables and help support the Nature Institute at 10:34. Thank you all so much for your time. I love talking with you.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick pause and we'll come back with more conversations right after this in the heart of the 618. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. Wednesday morning continuing in the heart of the 618. Tony Allen in studio. Cheap AF Videos. Preparing for a really cool Eclipse event at the Skyview Drive-In in Litchfield. That's a great venue, man. How are we doing today?
Very, very good. Been going there my whole life. It's been a lot of fun. Dreams came true there. Got to make out with a girlfriend. You know, every guy wanted to do that at the Drive-In. So that place has always been special in my heart.
Yeah, and I just wanted to, real quick, I got a comment on Facebook. We have to take a commercial break because that's how, I stay in a job. With that being said, Tony, getting back at Cheap AF Videos, I gotta ask you, how did this idea come about? Because to do what you're doing is not an easy thing.
No, it's not.
And honestly, I think, because I've been in the wrestling world and all that,
cool.
To do this it's a great idea, but it's how do we do it?
Yes.
And I'm sure that's been something you've been evaluating, and it seems like it's going off to a great start, man.
Yeah, everything's working really well so far. It's just, long story short, basically the best way to say how this whole thing started is Puppet the Psycho Dwarf. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
I know a little bit of him.
Yep, Half Pint Brawler, Jackass 3D.
Yeah,
you know, he did Oz Great and Powerful. Everybody knows that guy. They just don't know him by his name.
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
You show that guy's face, everybody knows who he, or most people have.
Yeah.
Well, so he got worked in association with Ringing Bell Productions, which is a company that helps a lot of Alton businesses. They do music videos and business promos. And then I was asked to come on to do theme music because I'm a musician at heart. So I have my own band. I've been trying this stuff my whole life, pretty much. And so I got brought on to do the theme music for the show, the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. This was right in 2020.
During COVID?
Right during this. So that's where the whole idea came from, because you couldn't go out. So Steve came up, Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, we'll call it Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. We'll have everybody do stuff from inside their house. And they were on this small independent network. And then unfortunately, suddenly and tragically, Steve had a heart attack and died in 2020.
Oh, no.
So I got to know the guy. I was on the show for 2 or 3 episodes. Steve dies, and then, which I understand, that we were pulled from the network because the celebrity's gone. No one cares.
Right.
I believed in it so much. I loved what I was doing because I was allowed to come on as a comedian. It's a stand-up comedy show. And I think I left that out. I auditioned to come on because I love what the guy was doing so much, and he let me come on. And so I made my own segment called Love on Lockdown, which is really like a daily show. Really, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if you're familiar with Talk Soup or the soup that was on E! Network. That was one of my favorite shows ever growing up, and I always wanted to do that. It's Tosh.0 too. It's like the same formula, right? So I did that, and it's like a little bit, almost like a fake news broadcast where you have sports, weather, silly things, all sorts of kind of things, and it was doing great. And then again, so I saw that coming when Steve died. So let's make our own website, let's put it up here, so at least it keeps going. And luckily, I've had a couple of comedians that were on have stayed with me, Carol Johnson and Sandy Bernstein, and who were part of the event, which we'll talk about later. And then one thing led to another, just in the networking of people who were on the original network. This is where some of the other show ideas came from, and it just kind of grew into this. Now we have movies and have TV shows, and it's just grown from one thing to another.
Really cool, man. Yep. And now take me to it. So what do you have on the platform?
Okay, so you're going to find my show, the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show, which is still going on. We're still doing new episodes. Probably won't do anything till after the event. And then we have Hack's Horror Show, which that guy, he's like an underground cult following. He's a horror host. Kind of like, so he hosts horror, like Joe Bob Briggs from, I don't know if you're familiar with that. He does like the drive-in stuff.
Yeah.
And so we have an episode of that on there. It's exclusive to us. He's been doing stuff forever. And then we have Drake Younger, 2020 Cancel, which is a show about cancel culture and how that affected people. And since you're into wrestling a little bit, this is an amazing show, this amazing episode, where Drake Younger, he was a guy who started out as a deathmatch wrestler and then became a WWE referee. And so the whole story, it's his rise and fall because he was canceled by cancel culture because of all the COVID stuff.
Oh, that's right.
He ran for governor or down in Florida and stuff, I think it was.
He ran for office. I know he did.
It's an incredible story because this guy was a guinea pig because he was the first guy to ref anything with the COVID regulations. And so it's a really tremendous, amazing story. And then the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show is something that we do that's really, it's just a special comedy show. It's stand-up comedy, it's great, it's wacky, it's zany. We have interviews with celebrity guests every now and then. You just never know what you're going to get on it.
So on your website, I like this idea because in YouTube, you get 1 million views, people think you're rich. You get about $1,000. That's it.
Yeah.
And now, but for here, it doesn't matter. You're doing a downloadable price, correct?
Yes. Yep. And you can get episodes as low as 29 cents. So everything is your minimum purchase is we have not been able to work $1.98. You have to spend $1.98, but you can get so much. Just like somebody spent $4.94 and got hours worth of entertainment the other day.
Well, and that's the thing, because a lot of times, especially now, I think people are really getting out of the mainstream, network content.
They are, right.
I think
because it's remakes, reboots, everybody's seen this stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing too, is that anybody who's listening, we take any project in a sense. I mean, if we find it interesting or whatever, even if we're not, if you seem like you're really passionate or whatever, we'd love to put it up there. We do all sorts of deals with anybody, 50% us, 50% you, 70% you, 30% us. It just depends on how much work I or we, my team, are going to be involved in.
So take me through the last couple of years. I mean, now that, this has decided we have to have our own platform, have you seen a lot of growth, a lot of good stuff?
We're doing well. We're expanding. We're just expanding more than developing. I make a joke, but I love to say it because it's almost true. With the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show, the only television show with no audience. It's pretty good, right?
Right, that's good.
But there's a little, it's growing, but the biggest thing is we're expanding into movies and stuff. We just started producing on movies, and we're really, really super excited and proud about this. One is just about to be released on home video, and you'll be able to catch it on streaming services in the fall. It's called Spider Baby, which is a remake of the original. And this one's we're real proud and happy with this. Dustin Ferguson, who's done a whole bunch of movies, this guy does great things. This has Ron Chaney in it, which Ron Chaney is the great-grandson of Lon Chaney, as in Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, wow.
So it's so cool that, we're talking about a guy that came out in 1925. It's a century later, and his family is still making movies, and now we are right alongside producing this movie, Spider Baby, that just had a premiere out in October, and it's going to be released again home video and streaming services in the fall. We have another one called The Gifted that's coming out next month. It's a spiritual horror movie. It's going to be great, starring Ginger Lynn Allen. She was in Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects and 31. And so that's going to be that's going to premiere in Las Vegas. So if anyone's interested, I don't know anybody. Downtown Cinemas, March 23rd. And you can you'll also be able to find tickets for that on StrangeFilmsStudios.com. We worked up a partnership with them, Frank Philip Aguilar and August Aguilar. These guys are fantastic filmmakers. Again, they do so much with so little, which is what's so cool about them.
Well, yeah, and I think that's what I think's getting more and more prominent, is the fact that people can produce wonderful content.
It's
with
amazing.
Nothing.
Yep. And if you go on YouTube, you can see The Lion's Den by them. It's got over 1 million views. These guys are super talented. This is going to be a great movie. It's going to be awesome.
Was this something you always wanted to do, or is this something you fell into?
Everything, it fell into it.
That's what I was wondering.
Because the whole process started from getting asked to do the theme music. And then I just love what Steve was doing, and I always wanted to do that kind of knockoff show of Talk Soup, or the soup. Well, it started as Talk Soup, and then I've just been hooked ever since, and here we are.
That's really cool.
Yep.
You still make music?
Yes. Yep. I just released another EP earlier this year.
Yeah, I might have to make you have you make me my Daily Show entrance theme. I just don't like the one we're currently using.
Oh, really? No, I love doing that. I love doing that. Yeah, the Dearly Beloved. That's my band.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I've heard of it.
I just did another cover song. I do a couple cover songs every now and then. Who by Fire, Leonard Cohen, old school song. So.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on. Well, let's talk about Total Eclipse of the Heartland, April the 8th. And this is really cool. This is at the Skyview Drive-In Theater in Litchfield, which is right on Route 66.
It is.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, it is.
So take
the Mother Road.
The Mother Road. And as Henry would say from Henry's Rabbit Ranch, we love talking to Henry at Route 66. We get the best history and all the fun stuff. Well, $40 early bird tickets until March 1st. And take me through the event, because you got a bunch of good names.
Yes. So it's all day. We're going to open doors around 10 o'clock. Well, I should say around. We're going to open doors at 10 o'clock. The event will start around 11. We're going to have vendors all day. And it's just going to be stand-up comedy and live music. So we're going to start with Sandy Bernstein, a great stand-up comedian on my show, Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. Then she's going to be followed by Carol Johnson, another terrific. You can find these online, SandyBernsteinComedy.com. and Carol Johnson Comedy. You can find her on. You can find them on all the socials.
Right.
She's next, and then we're gonna have Rafe Williams from the Rizzuto Show. He's supposedly bringing, I think, somebody. So the first 4 hours of that, I mean, we're just gonna be a stand-up comedy. Then somewhere in between, we're gonna be doing the PS5 raffle. So if you spend $40 right now, you could possibly win this brand new PS5 that we're raffling, giving away. And the drive-in only holds 800 carloads. That's if we sell this place out.
Right.
I mean, that's best case scenario.
Right.
So your chance of winning this thing right now for $40 are pretty good.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean,
Yep.
honestly. And so take me through this. So what type of PS5 are we winning here, too?
It's the digital edition. Yeah,
Perfect.
The one that's on the site is the one that is a picture. We took that. We have that in our home. My wife, Susie, God bless her. I love her very much. And
Thank you, Susie.
Yes, thank you. She did this awesome picture. And that's the one we are giving away.
Really cool. I just love it. And I think it's really cool that you're able to have fun growing.
Yes.
You know, because in media, I always tell people, you can't do this if you aren't enjoying it. You know, no matter if it's a talk show like this or if it's an interview show like I used to do or the wrestling, anything you do, you got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You got to have fun, and you guys are having fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I've learned so much with everything doing, and it's just been so much. It's so great. And we're going to pretty much close the place down with Steve Ewing, the full Steve Ewing band.
Oh, really cool.
So he's going to come out and tear it up and do what he does best, sing his hits. And I mean, I don't know, is there a bigger St. Louis personality than him? I don't really. I mean, that guy's he's really something.
Well, and he's doing a lot of good stuff too.
He really is. I mean, he is an angel in disguise. I swear to that guy.
You're
man.
right,
He
man.
is. He's incredible.
Well, and now take me through the build up to this, because anyone that's ever put on an event, you know, I've been down that road. It is not easy.
No. And what's funny is I came up with this idea in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I approached the drive-in in 2022, who was owned by different people at that time,
Yep.
and they loved the idea, but it was up for sale, and you're coming in 2022, but I know how big this was.
Right.
And because last time it was Psycho around here. So I didn't know. I figured everybody would be booking everywhere. So I contact them, and then we'll do this as long as we're still owners, but we can't promise anything because we're up for sale. And then it was around, gosh, I can't remember. I think it was like literally like a year later around, we went out and even looked again because I haven't been out there for a few years, in like September 22. And I think it was like 6 months later that it was, we were getting a message, and we've got new owners. So we talked to them, and they love the idea too. And it's been a slow build up since I would say spring of 22.
Well, I love, because you're getting more than, the price of admission on this. I mean, tarot card reading is going to be there too.
Yep. Madam Suzette, Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. Yep, my wife, that's what she does.
That's
Super cheap, because it's a mystic event,
Right.
So
really cool. And then the photo booth still going to be there?
Yep, Ringen Bell Photography and Productions. That's who also helped design the site, and that's how I got associated with Steve. Is they were working together.
Mhm.
And like I said, they do a lot of they do pictures too. They do a little bit of everything. We've done a lot of music videos and business promos. But I would like to talk about this.
Yeah,
so
there's a movie.
Yeah, there's going to be at least one movie, and we're shooting this right now. It's called Mazel Tov. It's an original, silly, short horror film, and it's starring my niece, 11-year-old, soon to be 11-year-old Zappy Jude. She has big dreams. I love you, Zappy. She's the best. And so she's acting in this, and it's going to be fantastic.
So take me through the synopsis. Can we share a little bit?
Absolutely. It's a zombie film, and so we basically come across a zombie corpse, and then it's like, what do we do with it? That's pretty much it's going to be real short, but it's just a fun little thing.
Cool.
She's such a photogenic. The little girl just loves to perform, and it's funny because you can see whenever people are meant to do these things.
Yeah.
Because there's just something that she loves playing rock band and singing. They perform. They don't sing, they perform.
Really?
And so I'm super proud of her as her uncle, and we're going to do this together, and it's going to be fantastic.
I think this is a great night, and to hear the family component coming into it too, man, I think that's really awesome. And take me through, the rest of the folks that are getting geared up for this. I mean, there's a lot of balls rolling right now, and momentum gearing up for April. And does it seem like we're kind of ready to go at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Here, thank you for mentioning that, because I knew we are still looking for non-food vendors.
Okay, I'm glad I asked.
Yeah. We have several vendors lined up so far, but non-food is what we're really looking for, because
Really
the drive-ins, they're going to have the concessions open, and they've got that all covered.
Yeah, you don't need. They have great concession. You don't need to bring nothing. Just go and bring your wallet. You know.
There you go. So you can contact us if you're interested. cheapafvideos@gmail.com or just cheapafvideos.com on the contact us there on the bottom. You can get to us either way.
So you're going to have the opportunity to win a PS5. You're going to see the Steve Ewing full band, and then you're going to see Rafe Williams, Carol Johnson, and Sandy Bernstein, all for the price of $40. Those early bird tickets. Now, what happens afterwards? What are they?
$50. Then they're going to go to $50.
Even then, that's a heck of a deal.
It's all day. We're talking 12 hours. Like because we're gonna open at 11. Well, I guess I shouldn't say. We're gonna open at 11. We'll open the doors at 10, and then we're gonna roll until easily 9 or 10 o'clock. Because the sun does. We can't use the screen until the sun goes down at like 7:30.
Right.
And then we're gonna play that movie, the short movie, and then we're gonna definitely do one after that. We just haven't decided yet.
That's awesome. I just think it's really cool, man. And anytime you want to come back on and talk about this and any other films you're working on, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything else that we need to get out there before I say goodbye?
If I could real quick too, I also am an ordained minister, priest, and all that. So this is a once in a lifetime thing. So if anyone wants to come out and do like engagement pictures, if you're going to get engaged, you should do it here.
Yeah.
And someone will be on the ground with you. Like the eclipse could be the backdrop. Like we could be on the ground taking pictures of you and whatever. Like, so if anyone needs, or if you're going to have an anniversary or whatever, come out. We'll take pictures. It will be amazing, unforgettable. It'll be incredible. That's awesome. At 10:55, Tony, come back anytime. I'm serious. And we'll talk more about that opening's music because, man, this thing is just not good. We'll take a quick pause at 10:55 on this Wednesday morning and come back and wrap up the Wednesday that was after this on RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
It's 10:58. I don't know if you guys have seen any of this. You know, there's been a lot of like Karen Facebook pages started lately, and what I mean by that, respectfully, is like the parking lot of the Midwest, like really, if someone's parking is that bad, you got to stop and take a picture and post it on social media. You got too much time on your hands, and you could have found a different spot to park in. Number one. Number two, there's just so many things. I just feel there's a lot of negativity. If you feel like you need to call someone out on their parking, go for it. But I just think it's kind of silly, and there's people cheering it on. And I don't know. I think it makes us look pretty bad. Because there's a lot of other things working in this region, and a parking violation really isn't that big of a deal. Let's see. Number two, there's just been so many times people are, starting these, kind of things where they want you to, here's the problem. You have a bunch of people that just want to complain. Okay, and I don't need to go into the second Facebook page. I don't want to stir up the hornet's nest today, but quit critiquing people, okay? There's a lot of good people out here that are going and working 9-to-5 jobs, working 9-to-9 jobs a lot of the times too, managing a family, you don't know what they have going on in their personal life. Maybe they were in a rush. Maybe they just had to get to where they needed to be. Who's to judge? We shouldn't be judging people. That's just me. At 10:59 today, I say goodbye to you because we have a very good show lined up for all of you tomorrow, and I hope you join me then. So on that note, have a great day. Most importantly, just have fun. And, like always, try your best to stay out of jail.